Hey, what's up, family? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh man, it's so good to see y'all beautiful faces on here. Y'all have no idea how good it is to see you and see your face. I'm honestly really excited. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm trying to hold it together. I'm gonna hold it together for y'all though, because I gotta hold it together. But you guys just kindly do me a favor and just smile real big. This is something that you are going to be doing all year. This big old smile, even if you got tears in your eyes, even if there's struggle, some people got that smile where it kind of hurts to smile. This is about to be one of them years, though, where you just should be able to have the nerve, the audacity, and the gall to smile anyway. And I hope you are here for all of this. In my mind, this is exactly why we will gather regularly, just so that I can look at you, tell you to show them teeth off, look at you and tell you to lift those eyebrows up, look at you and tell you to keep your head up, and give you tons of reasons why you should do that. Okay. But thank you so much. Can I please just pause for a moment of celebration? Welcome to, oh my God, welcome to the Next Level Inspiration community. This is our first, what are we calling this? Inspiration. It's not going to be an hour because y'all didn't ask for no hour. And thankfully, you didn't ask for no hour. You understand? But we are going to do this regularly. This is birthed out of a vision that one spark of inspiration can change your life. You hear what I'm saying? That with the right community and with the right reinforcement and with the right affirmation, there is literally nothing that is on your assignment list that you cannot complete. And that is something that I am betting on real big. That while I can equip you to do a ton of things, right? While I can teach you how to create streams of revenue and teach you how to publish material, this secret ingredient of inspiration is what's going to put you over the top. Is going to build a neural pathway that is inescapable. And honestly, it's going to give you a soundtrack to listen to when you're climbing uphill, when you're floating at the top of those clouds. It's going to give you words to say to yourself, and it's going to challenge you to take on practices that will help you to build habits. The other thing that we hope and that I sincerely dream of is the opportunity to connect with you in individual and very substantial ways. Like, what are you going after? What are you trying to achieve? And can we do a tremendous job at holding each other accountable, right? So that I can ask you with a gentle voice, but an accountable voice. Where you at with that thing, sis? What's going on with that, bro? And you could be honest enough with me so that we can catch any drift that might happen, so that we can acknowledge where any procrastination might have settled in, and so that we can get back on the track sooner. If you're with me, please type something into the chat so I can know you're here. This, in my opinion, is the goal of this community. We're going to unlock potential. And honestly, I think that this is going to be the best year that you've ever had. Huh! That felt so good to say, but I believe it. And so I'm here for that. Today, I want to talk with you about the mindset. So let me just be clear. The entire year, let me tell you what we're going to be focusing on. You will be able to share with me the goals, and some of you should have already done that, right? The goals that you have set. But my entire focus this year, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be health and wellness. I am sure that if you can get your body well, if you can get your emotions well, if you can get your mind well, you're going to be unstoppable. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I believe that in my heart, that somebody has to ask you, are you well? And so I'm going to be leaning into everybody that's a part of this community has to have some kind of wellness habit. You got to be getting in the gym. You got to be meditating. You got to have something, or else you are technically out of compliance. I will not push you towards goals and not demand that you do things that are going to keep you here for the long run. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to have you up here talking about you making a lot of money, but you ain't been to the doctor to check on what's going on with your breathing and what's going on with your body. So I need you to get into your head what you're getting ready to do, particularly people who have jobs that keep you 12 hours plus and travel a lot, particularly people who have children and they just get on your last nerve, and they're often, they are the biggest blessing in your life, and you would not know what to do without them, but they occupy so much of your energy and they consume so much of your thought. I'm talking about people who have partners and spouses that have volatile spikes, and you be wanting to strangle them, but you be wanting to hug them at the same time. I'm talking about people who are so successful that you don't have time to see about your body. I'm not taking that as an excuse. You got to get up. You better break a sweat. You better cut off from the world and go take a walk. But we got to do that. And we're going to see results. And so I'm going to ask you to pick a wellness habit, and we're going to set an achievable goal there. If you tell me that you have goals and I don't see wellness in there, I'm going to ask you where it's at. I just need you to know, because if you press into that area, it will teach you so much about how to be successful in every other area in your life. And you don't want to wait for life to demand that you prioritize it, because we already have enough obstacles in our bodies where our bodies will betray us or fail us, or things will hang or sag, or they'll get pimples and dimples. And, I don't necessarily need to go all in there. I got this hair thing and I'm up here stressing because, you know what I'm saying? The hairline pushing back. I'm like, what's going on? So we already have enough of that. Let's not add to that. And I'm putting all my money into the bucket that says, when you are practicing that well, the stuff that you are after will improve. Do you hear what I'm saying? The relationships that you are involved in will have to accommodate what you prioritize. And so I want you to care enough about you to love you and be inspired to love you so that you can give the best of yourselves to the things that you're assigned to. Can I say it again? Right? I want you to love yourself enough to prioritize that part of yourself so that you can bring the best part of yourself to the things that you're assigned to. And that's my method. If you're not here for that, I'm sorry. This is not the proper community. But I love you enough to say, hey, man, we got to keep you here. We got to get you well. And buried in that practice and the building of those habits are the strategies that carry into the various areas of your competence and of your expertise. All right, let me look at this chat to see if anybody's here with me. If you're here, say I'm here now. I'm here for this. All right, let's get it. All right, for sure. All right, so I believe that what I'm going to share with you today will make you unstoppable in your mind. Everything begins and ends with the way that you think. And so we are going to try to capture that. I want you to be able to take notes. And so please allow me to stop sharing my screen for a second to show you what you should already have. I have sent out a handout to you, and it looks like this. Okay. We put some work into this. Now, don't y'all be up here having me send it out to you. You don't want to download it. Y'all fancy because you can remember it all in your head. But I've got this handout for you. And it details the secrets, but it also has things that we are going to be asking for you to do, okay? Because this is going to be interactive. So I want you to take that thing seriously. So as I'm moving through it, you can move through that particular document. So grab something to write with or type it in, do whatever you need to do. Don't save it till later. All right, we're ready to dig right in. All right, thank you guys for doing that. Your voices are going to be really important as a part of this community. And I want you guys to see each other. I want you guys to know each other. I want you guys to feel accountable to each other, not just me. All right. I've tried my best to do a whole bunch of things. I got a little background that I painted myself. I'm happy about that. I'm like really happy. This is real. This is a real wall with real paint. Okay. And I was up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel really good about that. So I'm gonna own every single piece of that. But I feel like we have to do what inspires us. And when we're talking about next level, you do have to try to take things to the next level. And so that's what our goal is. Would you just kindly start by embracing this mentality? That the definition of success for you in this season is not to complete the assignment, but to get to the next step. Please let me say it again. I need you to embrace that the definition is not to complete the assignment, but to get to the next step. And every time you get to the next step, you can then begin to generate more momentum so that you can get to the next step. I do not want you to embrace the philosophy that suggests that you have to accomplish the thing to its end, that you have to be absolutely finished with it. Because sometimes looking at things too far ahead really disturbs all of the genius and the treasure that's in the moment. And so I need you to regulate your expectations of yourself to next. And next is special. Like what's next for you is amazing. It's awesome. On the other side of this decision is something that's next. And you and I can look forward to that with great anticipation. So I want to start by level setting there. Let me share my screen and we're ready to press through. I promise you I'm not going to be too long, but I want to share with you what I have put together. All right, here it is. The unstoppable mindset, right? The top 5 secrets for winning in 2025. Here it is. I want to start here. Please screenshot or whatever. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. I want to frame for you who you are, how spectacular, how deep, how beautiful you are. I want to also help you to understand why a lot of people misunderstand you. I want to help you understand why community is so difficult to find. I want to talk to you like you are one of a kind. And so to be misinterpreted, to be misunderstood, to be sometimes difficult to digest is a compliment to you. I want you to embrace that you are so sophisticated, that you are so full of what this world needs. That's why you have all of these dreams. That's why people can't box you into one place. That's why you're disturbed. That's why there's dust being kicked up. Because sometimes you're trying to be a drop in the ocean when you should be an ocean in a drop. That's why some people can't deal with the most concentrated expression from you. This on the advocacy side, where you're daring to tell them that something is not okay. Or this in the generational disruption side, where it is that there are people in your family who tend to go down a certain route and you're going down a different route. This entire ocean that's in you is what's disturbing to you. And so I need to inspire that mentality in you so that you stop trying to figure you out in one day. So that you stop trying to figure you out in short order. You have a lifetime to get to know you. That's what living is. And I want you to embrace it. The next thing is this. If you have ever been wounded, if you are wounded, I want you to see the wound as a doorway for light to begin doing its best work. Good. So light stays on the surface where there is no way to get in. And so sometimes we don't want to acknowledge our wounds and don't realize that at the same time we're keeping light out because light needed a doorway. And so sometimes the divine or God gives you a wound. And through that wound, the light begins to show what's underneath the surface and begins to show where you might be vulnerable and where you might need to grow a little bit and where you might need to stretch a little bit. It shows where weakness exists, but light is doing good work sometimes through the wound. So now, if you're on the line and you come into 2025 with this relationship with your wounds that starts you at a deficit, that has you seeing your wounds as something that do not have purpose. Or you might be like me, where you are judging yourself for the wounds that you have accumulated over the time that last year took you through. The bruises from last year, the cuts. When I say last year was throwing haymakers, I'm talking about deep cuts. I'm talking like, man, it was like, am I going to survive it? This year, if I see that properly, I've accumulated so many wounds that light can't help but to come in. And what that light is about to do for me, what it is about to expose in me, People are going to be different because of. And so you don't shy away from your wounds. You're not complaining because you have wounds. You say to yourself, light, come in. I needed light to come in. And so God gave me wounds, you see. All right, nope. But that thing got to marinate right there. How many wounds you got? Come on. How many wounds have you survived? How many Band-Aids will you take off this year? I feel like screaming. How many people will get to see these wounds and dare try to judge them, but won't be able to because light got there first? I need you to put that stuff to the side because we can't even get you to do the stuff that you need to do this year if you are still judging you because of the wounds that you got. All right? And so your wounds are accelerant. I can't use the analogy that I want to use because I'm in California, but the light will accelerate for you through the wounds. Yeah. What am I doing right now? I'm patting myself on the chest. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm telling myself it's okay. I'm telling myself you can stop talking about you for the things that you've accumulated. And you might need that pat. So I'm patting myself on the chest and on the back for you too, because you might not be able to fix your lips to pat yourself on the back, but I am trying to metaphorically pat you on the back, rub on your shoulder a little bit. You are so set up, and those wounds will be doorways for you if you can receive it. Let's go. So here's my promise to you. I'm committed to maximizing your time and helping you to get to the next level. This is my commitment to you. And my promise is you're here for the moment, right? So this moment can fuel the rest of your week. So just be present, right? And we're going to focus on growth, accountability, and action. I do want you to take some action. Hopefully you got the handout that I gave you. What's my motive? I want to connect with you over time. I do not want this to be a one-time inspirational piece. So I want you to prepare to be here frequently, twice a month in this setting. But I want you to be prepared to be here so we can help and help uncover and deliver with meaning and impact what the world needs for you. I need to pause here and say that the world needs something from you. Needs something from you. You have something that this world needs. And I don't care whether you're in a very technical space. I do not care whether you're in a non-technical soft skill space. Do not care what the state of your family is. I do not care what your limitations are. The world still needs something from you. If you have a piece of paper, would you just kindly write down, I am needed. I am needed. And I want to say that with the assurance that you're not needed. Like half of you is not needed. Like we don't need a portion of you. We need all of you. We need the fullness of what makes up your life. I hope you're being inspired to reclaim some of the stuff that you thought the world didn't need. That literally is your DNA print. It is what distinguishes you. Own it. All right. So this experience is a small glimpse of the community of high-performing, successful, healthy difference makers that I hope to be privileged to support and equip in a very unique way. I just want to do that. That would be a blessing to me. And that's my intention. So full disclosure, listen, my mission is to find a few people who need this and make sure they win. I don't care about getting to everybody. I just need a few people. All right. I want to make sure you win. And I know it is in my skill set to dig in and rock with you. I know it is in my skill set to build a safe space. And I know it is in my skill set to see you and hear you and not judge you. Speak to the depth of who you are and call out of you that greatness and push you back into the stuff that you are supposed to be assigned to. And hopefully carry the stuff that you're not supposed to be assigned to. I mean, hit a spot that makes all that fall off. So you can stop doing things that they're just not good for you. They're not helpful for you. And we can acknowledge that together and show you that loss will be gained for you in this season. Do you understand that the relationships that will fall off because of your excellence you don't need, right? That the deals that don't come through were not deals that you needed. right? That less finance in one deal makes room for more finance in the next. That wellness in your body will produce literally unprecedented energy to give to other stuff. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let's get it. All right. Here are the 5 secrets. You may already have them in front of you, right? But I wanted to define what unstoppable means, right? It means to be resilient. It means to be determined. It means to be courageous. It means to be empowered, and it means to be focused. Would you kindly write down which one of those words resonates with you the most? Does resilient resonate with you? Does being determined, does it resonate with you? Come on, write this down. Come on. Does being courageous resonate with you? Does feeling empowered resonate with you? Does feeling focused resonate? Which one of those resonates with you? I want you to be unstoppable in your mind so that we can get to where we're going. All right, I'm pressing in. Here we are. 5 secrets to become unstoppable and win in 2025. The first one in my mind, you will not see anywhere else. If you've never seen this word, it is a computer term. And I know those of you who are on computers recognize this word, okay? The first secret, I get so excited, is you got to clear the cache. I think I'm saying that's right. If I don't, talk about me later. So that when we are looking at installing new hardware on our computers sometimes, when we're looking at revisiting old websites that have material that we need, when we are looking at sometimes trying to log in with a new password, sometimes we can't get the results that we're looking for because the cache is still full, meaning it's holding old memory. So the definition of it is a collection of things kept available for future use or need. There are some things that you are holding that you do not need. You got to clear it. You understand? So that you can revisit the things that you have visited in the past with a clear conscience. I feel so good about this thing. This thing is hitting me right here. I'm saying that the secret is you got to clear it. You cannot be afraid to wipe some of that stuff away so that you can start drawing again, so that you can dance again, so that you can laugh again, so that you can be creative again. And the stuff that you are holding, of course, some of it you can keep, but you will discover that when you clear the cache, you go back to it. Somebody tell me how to pronounce this thing. When you clear it and you come back, you get access again. All of the turmoil and the trouble fades away because you're now building new history. This time will not be like the last time if you clear this thing. It's a secret. Most people just try to build on top of old toxic memories. They try to write on top of stuff. They try to just, hold on to stuff, sometimes just in case they need it. There's a beauty to clearing things out. There's a beauty to putting the password in again and going through the process of renewal and refreshing. There's something beautiful about that. And so that's the secret number 1, right? Small actions done consistently create a foundation for unstoppable greatness. Hold on. I need to ask you to do something real quick before I go to the next one. All right. Please grab your piece of paper. Now I want you to go to the first page. The question is, I want you to write down 3 thoughts, habits, or distractions you need to let go of in 2025. 3 thoughts, habits, some things you got to let go. And this actually is a framework for setting your goals. If your goals do not include getting rid of something, you already are behind. Like if your goals are not already orienting you towards, man, I need to make some space. Thank you, Cash. Thank you so much, Camaria. I need it in my life. Okay. Clear the cache. Go ahead and take some time. Write that down. Some thoughts, right? You don't have to do each. One can be a habit. One could be a distraction. One could be thoughts that you need to let go of. You know you need to let go of. You know you need to get rid of it. Write it down. That's yours. What do you need to stop doing? Let me see if this is a moment for me to make a confession. Is there anything I need to stop doing? Well, there are plenty of things that I need to stop doing. But the thoughts that I need to stop thinking really deal with me judging myself. Those are things I need to stop doing. Meaning when something happens, I tell myself negative things as if me telling myself that will give me the explanation for why things happen and don't happen. Am I the only one who does that? Right? Where you try to explain away some doors closing by talking bad about yourself. I knew I should have went to sleep on time. If I would have just been in the gym longer, if I wouldn't have ate this, if I wouldn't have ate that. That's something I got to leave behind. I cannot afford. This makes me emotional. I cannot afford to talk to me like that. I cannot afford it. And I got to leave it behind. And regardless of whether I'm up or down, I still have to have the nerve to talk to myself like I'm a dignified person. I have to build myself up. I got to talk to me. And so that's my thing. I got to let go. So hopefully you've taken the time to do that. I'm about to share my screen. Number 2 is the secret is being consistent. This is no secret, but we got to establish the definition of consistency for us. Don't let Dorsey's definition of consistency be your definition of consistency. You set your own definition. And you take these small efforts and you repeat them every day. If there ought to be something that you are doing every day. There ought to be something. Waking up, please, Lord, let them wake up every day. All right. But there ought to be something that you're doing every day. Every day for me is a majority of the time. Okay. I am not suggesting that every day is, if I miss a day, I'm not doing it every day. Push will tell you, I'm at the gym a lot. That's my consistent thing. I got to get up. I got to go. That's my consistent thing. And if I'm coaching you, if you would allow me to, I do not want you to put 10 things on your consistency list. I need you to find one thing. For me, it's the gym. I got to have it. I got to have it. If I'm on the road, I'm in the gym. If I'm at home, I'm in the gym. If I'm injured, I will go to the gym injured because I got to go to the gym. I limped in that bad boy, not able to do much of nothing, but I limped in that bad boy because that was my consistent thing. That was Dorsey's consistent thing. Okay? You need to find your consistent thing. There's that slide again. Okay? Small actions done consistently create the foundation for unstoppable greatness. I need you guys to understand the power of micro commitments. This is so good. If you don't take that word down. So when I said commitments the first time, you saw big commitments. I need you to get you some micro commitments. Get you some micro commitments. When we was younger, the micro commitments used to be brushing your teeth every day. Right? For those of us who take care of our oral health, what I'm saying? These teeth, well, I tell you, once they start messing up, God bless these teeth. You love it till you don't have it. Okay. Build other micro habits. For me, one of my new micro habits, this may sound really bad, is washing my face with face wash. There's a difference. Don't y'all who've been doing it for a long time judge me. Shoot. I'm getting daggone it. I was trying to find the right face wash. Every face wash ain't created equal. I figure out what's going on with my skin, but it feels good. I haven't gotten to the what is that stuff called? The exfoliating thing. My skin is soft already, but that's my micro commitment. So get up and wash your face, bro, with the face stuff. Right? Pack that stuff with you. Look, let your face shine a little bit. I even started putting moisturizer on it afterward. Y'all don't talk about me. You know what? I see you judging me. That's fine. Judge me if you want. That's my micro commitment, though. Because I said I wanted to improve my skin. I'm just working on stuff. Skin ain't bad, but it's something I want to focus on. That's my thing. What's going to be your thing? Micro habits. The other micro habit that I said was waking up at a certain time. Just got to get up. Just micro habits, small stuff. I don't have plans for when I wake up. I put stuff on the calendar for that, but just waking up to make sure I'm not sleeping in unnecessarily. All right, let's go to the third one. Third one is to know courage. If there's nothing in your life that requires courage, set your goal higher. Take a courageous act. Ask for the promotion. Bet on yourself for one season of the year. Now, I have people in my life who are oftentimes trying to achieve a certain economic and entrepreneurial success. I want them to know courage. You cannot do this without courage. So let me say this to you. This quote by Nelson Mandela says, "Don't judge me by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." I dare you to embrace that. How many times did you have to get up? How many times you had to get up? Because if you're not falling, you're not trying. The repetition of learning how to get up. I'm beginning to understand that obstacles, nuances, struggles, well, let me not go too deep into that, are really opportunities for us. So how many times some of you need to get up right now. Let me just extend the gift to you. Would you just kindly get up? And you don't need a ceremony to get up. Just get your tail up. Come on, right now. Absolutely. Yes, right now. Like, these are the things that go in your head. Like, just right now, just do it. Yes. I'm going to start now. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to stop now. You can do that whenever you want. You got the control. You got the steering wheel. You can make up your mind in a moment and change. You can do that. And I do recognize that there are theological frameworks that sometimes prevent us from moving from one moment to another, but you can make an abrupt decision and know courage and say, I'm going to, you know what's really courageous? To believe that you can start right now. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. I missed half of the day. Okay, bet. Start at the half day. You can do that. All right. So let me just pause here again. Let's go back to that sheet. I messed around and missed two. So the second exercise with consistent is one habit that I will commit to daily and a list of habits that I need to break. I want you to know the habits that you need to break so that nobody has to tell you your opportunities. I know what my challenges are. So when you tell me them, I can't be upset that you know them because I know them. So you don't need to surprise me with my habits. Is that making sense to you? Right? So I want you to take that exercise, and then on page 3, write down one fear you will confront this year and how you'll take the first step. I hope y'all seeing this next thing. I think this is brilliant. What you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? I'm pausing here. I'm not moving here. I want to know. I want to know. Somebody tell me something that you're afraid of. Come on in here. What are you afraid of? It could be surface. It could be deep. Feel free to give me I ain't afraid of nothing. The Lord is my shepherd. He knows what I want. Okay, bet. I'm not talking to you. What are you afraid of? Go ahead, Terrence.
I'm afraid that I cannot live up to, I'll just read it. I'm afraid I cannot live up to what I believe people want me to be and what I want to be myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anybody else ever face that fear? Absolutely. You're not alone. Yep. I'm kind of trying to hold space for the iterations of that are moving through my head and maybe moving through other people's heads. The number of times that fear has surfaced. When you have a kid and they look up to you, oh, Oh my goodness. It's terrifying to think that you can't live up to that. When somebody actually believes in you, like you see that they believe in you living up to that. I know Dr. Johnson does therapy in this area, I would imagine. And so there are a lot of therapeutic responses and practices and responses. Yep. Okay, let's do it. Dr. Johnson, if you had one response to this for those of us who face this fear, you don't have to go long, but what might you say? Seriously. Is it fair for me to ask you that? I don't mean to put you on blast, but I feel like you might have something really, really helpful to contribute.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I actually had that with a client this past weekend. So one of the things I will always say is stop putting pressure on you where people are not putting the pressure on you at. Oftentimes when we feel that we need to live up to other people's expectations are often they're not realistic. We just feel that we have to hold ourselves to a certain level when that person is actually not holding us to that level. So it's just being transparent and being realistic and saying, I'm going to fail. I don't have it all together. And allow people to see you fail, because what they're going to really learn more is how you pick yourself back up instead of looking for perfection, because nobody is perfect.
Yeah. Let me add on to that, Dr. Johnson, and let me tell everybody this here. Your reputation does not suffer because of your limitation. Do you hear me? Your reputation does not suffer because of your limitation. Your reputation actually becomes stronger when you acknowledge limitation. So one of the things, and I know some of y'all got this down in some areas and not in others, I can't do that. I'm just not capable of doing that. I know, I can talk you into doing anything. Great. That there are some things that you will have to share with people that you cannot do. Not this year, not this time. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I love you. We cool. I promise we still friends in some cases, and in other cases, that's going to ruin the friendship, and it should. Can I just say this? Let me just say this for the people who haven't gotten to say it. If you've always been dependable and you've always showed up, anybody with the last name Johnson, if you've always been dependable and you've always showed up and you say no and that destroys the relationship, that's a gift to you. If you have not established enough rapport with an individual to be afforded the opportunity to not be available, what you doing? All right, let me take that sting off. I want to free you up to make room for the relationships that value your sacrifice. All right, go on to the next one. But I want to free you up. I want to free me up. I don't care how close those relationships are to you. I don't care if they mama, daddy, husband, wife, daughter, child, baby, whatever. The key word here is boundaries. And I need to help you understand that. I also want to say this too. Some departures are temporary. Some departures are for other people to get themselves together so they understand how to be in a relationship with you. They ain't got themselves together. So you got to let them depart so they can figure it out. Is this helpful? Come on, man. Like straight up and down. You got other things that demand your energy and your focus and your time. And you need to know the people that are only in relationship with you while you're performing. And you need to give them the opportunity to depart when you stop performing. Absolutely. All right. You know what? That's enough. I just want to, it's a courageous thing. It's a courageous thing. You got to know it. Okay. So some of us are afraid to lose people. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dorsey?
Yeah, come on.
So I was one that put no fear. And I'm doing a shadow work journal as well. And it
Please.
prompted me about fear. And I was digging deep and meditating, and I don't know if it's because of my lived experiences and things that I have learned, that fear is just not one of those things that I grapple with. It's, not a fear of failing, not a fear of losing, because I've done that. I got back up. I've lost relationships. I've lost, my health that I knew. So it's I don't know if no fear is like unreal, or is that realistic, and is that a healthy way to walk on this journey?
Yeah. So I want to be really mindful of language, because I don't want to miss the joy of the progress you've achieved. I think it's amazing, and I do not want to be disruptive to that at all. I think if it is not fear in language and feeling, and that does not necessarily resonate as a part of this exercise, I think that it would be most helpful to modify the question for you to ask, where do you aspire to embody courage? Okay. So that we're not, there is something that will beckon you to be courageous. And I'm sure there's a list there. Okay.
That's helpful.
So
thank you.
I just don't want to, I don't want you to miss the opportunity to think about the thing that's going to call you to exercise courage. And so in this exercise, we are placing the antonym or the opposites. It's either courage or fear. All right. And so I think it's helpful to write that down. Okay. So that's how I would respond to that. And I want to be sensitive. And I don't intend for people who have pushed through and don't have fear in certain areas. I do not want to invalidate that. Okay. So don't hear me doing that as much as I am calling us to a courageous place. All right. Yeah. I got to hurry. I didn't talk too long. All right. I'm going to do 30 minutes. I won't do 5 next time. I promise I'll do 2. All right. The most courageous thing you can do is get up after you've fallen. Fear fades when courage leads the way. Unstoppable begins where bravery thrives. What are you afraid of? What are you most afraid of in this season? And guys, I'm a press on, but I have a confession, one of my big fears is betting too big, like putting too much on the line. Kanisha talked about how she was going too hard. And in 2024, when I say I got wounds fit in that space, but I didn't want to stop betting. And so I do have fear in that area. And my response to it is going to be to go harder. You should have took me about this mug. I'm coming for all of y'all. All right, let me stop. That's not in every area, but that's just one of my fears. All right, and I have layers of fears that this is not the session to talk about. I'm gonna get to the last 2 and then we're done. 4th secret is to recharge. I need you guys to get some rest. Okay, you cannot pour from an empty cup. All right, You cannot pour from an empty cup. I will be sharing some rest challenges. Rest challenges. How much sleep did you get? How much time did you disconnect from your device? That's going to be my recharge moment. And I'm going to turn my phone off. And I'm going to leave the house without it. That's scary. I'm going to do it. Leave my phone at home? What? Are you kidding me? Absolutely. And so rest is a secret weapon. Pausing to breathe, disconnect, acknowledge completion, and be present is a mandatory boundary for the unstoppable. So I want you to embrace calculated rest. Like put it on the calendar. Like, this is my resting time. I will tell you, yesterday I was robbed of rest moments because I kept on answering phone calls I shouldn't have answered. And then when I got on the phone, I didn't know how to get off. All right, sorry. That's typically, those gestures I only make with my own self. Like, to make that in front of you guys is actually a real exposure. But it happened 3 times. I said, why keep pressing the answer button? I got issues. So how many hours will you spend resting every week? My goal is 10 hours a month. That's a lot for me. I know. I'm not talking about sleep. I'm talking about rest. I'm not talking about sleep. We'll deal with sleep another day. I'm talking about rest, where you're not doing anything, okay? Or you're doing something that causes you to recover and rest so you can rise again. The last one is find community. You've already done this, but together we're stronger, bolder, and truly unstoppable. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to building meaningful relationships and collaborations. Now, I'm connected to all of y'all. I value each and every person on this line. You are my community members. This ain't the only community, all right? There's some other communities that I'm involved in. I got plenty of community, okay? But I'm finding and discovering, I'm actually leaving certain communities because I can't take it no more. I can't be up in here, and I'm establishing others. I want to say that this community, I'm done here. I guess there's a bonus. I want to say that this space is for high performers. So I'm talking to you in that language. This isn't for people who are just who are normal people. You're a little bit crazy. You think a little bit outside the box. People think you strange sometimes. You dream real big. You actually believe you can change the world. Like, that's what this group is for. And you're fighting for your life. You understand? That you are fighting for your life. And I'm talking about all of life. I'm not talking about like you feel like life is going to end abruptly. I'm talking about the life that you know you can live. You are fighting for it, and you own the front lines, and you're going to get all of the joy and all of the happiness, all of the moments. You're going to get it out of this life if it's the last thing you do. That's what we're trying to breed here. And we will celebrate those wins together. All right. The bonus is seeking clarity, right? When you discover who you are, your mission and your vision makes more sense. Then your path becomes clear and unstoppable. So some of you don't realize who you are yet. And I promise you, as a part of this group, we're going to get to the bottom of that. I need you to know who you are. Okay. So those are the secrets, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to take a moment. Hey, family, just finished the first session of the Next Level Inspiration Community, and I'm super duper inspired, man. We spent some time talking about the 5 secrets to make sure that you have an unstoppable mindset. And truly, the key, the distinguisher outside of your willingness to act will be the way that you think. And we want you to be unstoppable in your head. We want any detractors or haters to be able to come in and disrupt. We don't want any parts of that. We want to give you a mindset that's going to push you higher and push you further. I want to reflect on the time that we spent. There's something about stepping into your dreams. There's something about daring to try to help people that ultimately pulls the best out of you. And some of you guys are one decision away from getting to know the part of yourself that you haven't known yet. You're one challenging situation away from understanding how much value you have to contribute. This is not the time to shy away when things get difficult. It's the time to look internally and discover that you have exactly what you need to get through what you're going through. And if you can believe that, you'll discover more about yourself, and that which you discover, the world is waiting on. So hurry up and say yes to the struggle. Hurry up and say yes to the challenge, and hurry up and bet on what's inside of you, because I know there's something inside of you that we need, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hey, man, I encourage you to join my community, man. There's inspiration everywhere. I've uploaded so many things and resources that would be available to you, including all of the things I've ever taught. So go ahead, comment next level if you're trying to get down. But we in here, we had a great start, and we're looking forward to keep going. I'll see you.